that Canada needs to make. And indeed, it may not matter what concessions we make. Trump may use the USMCA leverage to get what he wants, which is a 51st state, which would be quite valuable for Donald Trump. And, well, a lot of Canadians like that idea because they don't see a political solution to the quagmire we are embroiled in up here in Canada. So there's lots to get to. Let's get to it. First, USMCA. Table Salt says, major breaking. United States Trade Representatives Jameson Greer told the United States Congress that for the USMCA to review to be successful, Canada must increase market access for U.S. dairy products, among other items. Trump is going for the jugular. He's been saying for years that he wants dairy. I want dairy. I don't want to deal with Chrystia Freeland, and I want dairy from Canada. That's basically been what he started talking about in 2017. As soon as he took over the presidency, he wanted trade with Canada with regards to open dairy and no supply management or less supply management. Australia and New Zealand wound down their supply management in the late 90s into the early 2000s. They paid off the quota, opened the markets, blah, 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 blah. Everything was fine. No problems at all. People all got richer, right? Everybody was happy about it. Most people were happy about it. The reason people don't want to get rid of the dairy cartel in Canada is because the dairy cartel holds a lot of power, is politically useful, and it's a lot of money. If you have a lot of quota, you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in quota or millions of dollars in quota, you don't want that investment. You own that, and nobody else can own that. You own that monopoly. That's your quota, right? You don't want anybody else to take that quota. You don't want anybody else to infringe on that. That's for your kids and your kids' kids and all the rest of it, right? And so I understand the mentality behind it, but owning a market is not good. It's not good. We should listen to Trump in opening up our dairy markets anyway. Otherwise, I'd be suspect that he's simping for Israel. Melissa says, Canada has a lot of work to do and compromises if they want the USMCA to continue. They don't. They don't want the USMCA to continue. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm desperately wrong in this, and I hope Carney's upset, and I hope he's thinking, oh my gosh, how can we make this USMCA thing go through? But he has not done a damn thing to improve our trade position at all. In fact, he's said to us a bunch of times, the relationship with the United States is over. We're turning a chapter. We're going to give ourselves what the United States only dreams they could give us, or some bullshit like that. And I'm sorry, we don't have 300 million people as a market to buy our stuff from us. So we can't do that. We don't have the money that market's got. We need that market access to make a lot of the companies in Canada viable. Without that market access, a lot of people's jobs will go in the toilet. And that's bad. It's not good. It's bad, right? And people don't want that. And so I hope that I'm incorrect in what I've seen. But what I've seen is Carney making big promises and then not delivering on those promises, just like the campaign. Big lies, no delivery, no follow through. Big promises, no delivery, no follow through. And now we're supposed to just trust that this is going to take care of itself in 2026. You might as well bring Chrystia Freeland back. Here's the list. Washington is not prepared to automatically extend for another 16 years without addressing specific and structural issues. I don't know why okay, now it's responding all of a sudden. Washington is not prepared to automatically exit. Okay, there it is. Washington is not prepared to automatically extend the USMCA for another 16 years without addressing specific structural issues. Buckle up, Canada. And it says, Canada, they need market access for U.S. dairy products that Canada committed to providing under the USMCA, addressing Canada's exports of certain dairy products, the impact of Canada's online streaming and online news acts for U.S. digital service providers, provincial bans on distribution of U.S. alcoholic beverages, discriminatory procurement back in British Columbia, complicated customs registration for Canadian recipients of U.S. exports, and Alberta's unfair treatment of electrical power distribution providers in Montana. So that's just kind of a short list and pretty crazy stuff if Canada is actually going to continue to trade with the United States and continue to have an economy that's functioning that way. I have to kill these tabs now because the resources on my computer are running thin. I might have to get a new computer. This is I think the second computer that I've had to replace. And just in the last couple of days, things have been looking more and more dicey. And it happens as I'm getting ready to do my show. It's very, very, very concerning. I don't like it very much. And it's not smooth for my show, so apologies about that. And I'm live streaming, so I can't even pause it. It's frustrating when the screen doesn't come up properly. This is a Globe and Mail thing, and I can't remember exactly what the Globe and Mail thing is talking about. So, yeah, I have to wait. Oh, that's frustrating. Sorry, everybody. Kill that one. I'm going to pause it on my on the main recording. Oh, now it's there. Sorry, everyone. I tap dance, but I feel like that would be less entertaining. Okay, here's Wealth Moose, and we'll carry on. Wealth Moose says, read this carefully. The U.S. isn't asking Canada anymore. It's listing demands to extend the USMCA. That's what happens when you weaken productivity, punish energy, lose manufacturing, and outsource leverage. Trade deals don't run on vibes, they run on power, and Canada's negotiating power is slipping. It's non-existent. We are in a situation where our leaders are squandering any advantage that we may have had, and they're doing it seemingly on purpose. And instead of explaining what they're doing, they're saying our economy is very strong. We're going to do for ourselves what the U.S. can't do for us anymore because we've been prize a-holes and done nothing at all to better our situation. Wealth Moves again says, what the United States is demanding from Canada to extend the USMCA. As of December 17th, the Trump administration has laid out clear conditions for a long-term USMCA extension. No spin, no ambiguity. According to U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer, Washington wants more access to Canada's dairy markets. Supply management is back in the crosshairs. Again, yeah, not surprising. More access to Canada's dairy market. Oh, sorry, I said that. U.S. alcohol allowed on provincial shelves. Fisheries disputes settled, especially lobster fishing in the Gulf of Maine's gray zone with shared rules and enforcement. And by Canadian procurement rules, provincial preferences in public contracts are being labeled as discriminatory. This isn't posturing. This is leverage. Trade partners don't make demands when you're strong. They make them when you're exposed. Read that again. So we are exposed, and again, we're stupidly not doing anything to better our situation. And I think that that's, if not on purpose, they have a plan that they want to bankrupt us, and anything that plays into that, they'll allow to fester. Here is table salt again. Canada's being audited for financial crimes. The Financial Action Task Force, an international crime watchdog, interviewed 13 government agencies and some banks over 3 weeks in November. Given Canada's links to TD's $3 billion fine and to Ryan's wedding's drug ring. So that's lots of concerning smoke for the investigators to investigate, and I wonder what they'll find. This was published yesterday. Reuters global financial crime auditors visit Canada after financial crime auditors interviewed Canadian financial companies and 13 government agencies over 3 weeks in November, 5 sources with knowledge of the visit said. The interviews included executives at TD Bank, which last year paid the largest ever fine to settle a U.S. money laundering case. I don't know what's not responding for some reason. Again, and there's nothing running. There's no reason for it to be doing any of this. So I'm sorry if the viewing is less than ideal. It doesn't look very good right now. It's not streaming very well. So I don't know what the heck's going on. It's really, really pissing me off. What would normally be a routine once in a decade review has caused concern in Ottawa and in Toronto's financial sector. Okay, with that, I have to say goodbye to the stream because it's not working and I have to fix it. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you want the whole show where it actually works properly, head over to CanadaPoly.com. If you don't, that's okay. I'll probably be around tomorrow, but who knows? Maybe I need a new computer. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will catch you tomorrow. And for everybody else, we'll carry on as soon as